on the winners list alongside Missy Giove, iconic name, and Miriam Nicole, another one of those riders on 10 wins, not racing today.
She's had quite a few wins and even an overall win in her career that they've kind of snuck up on us. Like, it's hard when you add up all those wins. You're like, oh wow, I haven't realized she won that many.
Yeah, she's one of few women to have won at new venues.
She had a bit of a rough morning in practice as well. Got caught up in one of those ruts down lower that just one wheel was in the high line, other was in the low line. So again, another rider that'll be looking for some extra little lines there. Carries a good amount of speed into the steep chute. Gets above the rocks, above the lines.
Yeah, she won at Snowshoe and Bielsko-Biała. First time we went to them.
His second split's looking good so far. Carrying some good speed, flying around the outside here in this key section.
Whoa, you see the back wheel try to get away from there. Cabaru did really, really well.
She brought it back a little bit. She carried some good speed along that bench. With a couple of corners to go, I think this might come back audibly hear how hard they're breathing coming into the final section.
She's got a lot of work to do in the overall. She wants to catch the leaders, and is that going to be enough today? Second place for her, 1.2 seconds back, Fabian Burrell. Applauds her. Will have been hoping for a bit more. Let's see how she's getting on in this one as we join the run live. Then she's 7/10 faster, Nico. This is looking good from Hoffmann up top.
I really like that line on the ski wall. She kind of went outside to outside, like opened the whole corner up and carried really good speed across the grassy off-camber.
Nico, do you think that also allows a little bit of less stress to go through the arms and the body? Like, it may be a little slower, obviously not for Nina, but it just helps you relax a bit and flow.
I like the lines that flow. You don't want to fight the bike. Ones that you have to brake hard and cut in, they're a lot more effort. So a line that you can go outside, carry it, keep momentum up and flow, it's going to be easier to do. And maybe it doesn't pay off in that exact meter, but 100 meters down the track, you're carrying more speed.
180 beats per minute in the Whoop Live. Zone 5, 90 to 100%, deep into the fuel tank.
This is where she's going to need to take some breath. So when your heart rate is that high, it means your blood's pumping around, your arms are getting more pumped up, your legs are starting to fatigue, and you can audibly hear the breathing as they come through some of these flatter sections. So she really needs to settle down here, breathe through that pumped in her arms to get through this bottom section.
This track the same length as we faced in Leogang, but with 200 vertical meters more. It's 2.7 seconds now for Nina Hoffmann. This is looking extremely promising for the Santa Cruz Syndicate star.
She's been really steady through this whole run. I haven't seen any mistakes and nothing that's been crazy either. She's just upped the pace slightly the whole way through.
And that's what we talked about, Josh, isn't it? You can push too hard whenever it's this loose. Nina Hoffmann has just chipped away at this and kept it extremely focused.
So smoothly through that off-camber section. It's hard to tell, but she made it look easy. I think she gained a lot of time in that section.
Carrying great speed through there. We saw the additional speed carrying it through that rut. She also looks like she's riding with an extra level of aggression than we've seen from the other riders so far, and it's showing with the timing.
Steve Pete from the Santa Cruz Syndicate watching on. He'll like what he sees.
Yeah, definitely likes what he sees.
4.9 seconds. It's split 4 for Nina Hoffmann as she rails around that left-hander.
That strength really paying off in this lower section. Will she get the inside line? Carries great speed out into the off-camber. Enough speed there to jump on top of it. That's going to result in some extra time here.
Gracie Hemstreet's fastest time from qualifying yesterday was a 4:04.9. Nina Hoffmann looks on course to smash that. Here comes the German Hoffmann across the line. 7.1 seconds faster. A 3:57 goes sub 4 minutes. The first woman to do so here in La Thuile this week. Nico, I'm going to put you on the spot. Is that going to be enough today?
It's going to be enough to be on the podium.
If anyone's going to lay it down, it is Valentina Höll. She's got a certain sparkle in her eye this week and a fire that we haven't seen before. I think she's been relishing this new challenge of how close... Oh, inside line there. I'm a big fan of that, Valentina Höll.
150 beats per minute now as she sets off. Nico, as I say in the interview earlier in the week, she said that she doesn't feel like she's riding any differently from last season. It's just that everyone else has incrementally stepped their game up.
For sure. It's interesting to hear that from her because that's exactly what I thought. I mean, when you go out and lay it to everybody that bad like she did last year, they're all going to come back stronger. I think it raises the bar for everyone, and she's got to be happy that they're matching her this year because it's going to make her need to take it to the next level as
60 kilometers an hour into the woods for Valentina Höll. Let's see which line she takes across this bank, Josh.
Yeah, that was an incredible start. You could see she's just off the main line here. Gets that high line that Nico was a fan of, carrying good speed. She's slightly back at the moment, but again, we saw some negative geared splits from a lot of our riders here, so hopefully she can use that to her advantage and start to push as we get down into the steeps.
0.8 of a second back, so that tells us that Hoffmann was extremely fast across the start of this racetrack, Nico. Last win was in Leogang at her home round over 12 months ago now in 2024. She wants to get another one chalked off, and she wants to do it here in Thuile at a brand new venue.
Whoa, I wonder if that's going to cost her a little bit of speed there. Gets that outside line, misses the double jump into the corner. That could be a way to just take a bit of pressure off the arms as she comes into our steepest part of the track.
She's looking so good here, though, Höll.
Your entrance to this steep chute was visibly faster than anyone we've seen so far.
Visibly.
I think slow speeds like that in a steep section, you know, you can go 2K faster, you go 10K an hour versus 8K, the delta's a lot higher, so you can make time in those sections a lot quicker than some of the fast ones.
Valentina Höll just anchors up, tips into this really awkward right-hander.
Gotta say, Nina hit that a little smoother. We'll see if she can charge down here. It's not going the right way for the moment.
181, 182 beats per minute on the Whoop Live. 90 to 100% in zone 5 in the red zone for Valentina Höll. Just gets it done and no more. Valentina Höll heading towards the final drop into the finish arena here in Thuile.
She's looking aggressive. This is a strong run from Valley. It's not quite going her way right now.
Big performance from Valentina Höll, down the line, crosses it and goes second. 2.9 seconds slower than Nina Hoffmann. Nina Hoffmann survives, one of the biggest of the big names. Yeah, her last win was in Snowshoe, West Virginia back in 2022, but Nico, on her day, one off, if not the best in the world, this woman.
She was very dominant through those couple of seasons, 2020 to 2023. Few injuries, notably a big concussion in Enduro 2 years ago that she's still kind of coming back from.
That was a horrible crash that she went off that big road gap. And Josh, team you know well, Damien Smith runs a tight ship, doesn't he, at Yeti Fox, and Camille Balanche really proving that she deserves a spot on that team and that she can deliver for them. 0.4 of a second slower at Sector 1, has to hold on to that one though.
Look at how just wild it can get if you go off that main line. That one little bank coming down there can go wrong so quick. She's recovered well here. Hopefully she can reset before it gets real gnarly. Is there something going on with that front tyre?
She got
just a bit loose.
I think it's just sliding around.
Yeah, she just got sat upright, didn't she? Slightly into that turn in.
A lot of these ruts the riders are pushing on are not really ruts. They're just collections of dust. So if a couple riders start to push it, it starts to get a buckle in it, and it's not the same shape it was before. This is going to be evolving as the day goes on.
Look at that though, Josh. 2.9 seconds. Hoffmann leads by. It's going to take a huge run from someone to take that win away from her.
For sure, and you can see Valley went 6 seconds faster than qualifying. Camille Balanche on the high line, missing the ruts, carrying
really
some great
nicely
speed
done through
out of that
Balanche.
corner. Yeah, Damo runs a great ship under that Yeti factory team. The entire team's put in an extraordinary amount of work. Amanda, Shauno, Richie, they've been working hard on that brand new bike. You can see how balanced it was at the top of the hill, and the results are starting to come together for Balanche.
She's 0.195 back here, Balanche. The aggression is paying off for her as she heads towards the third split.
She looks really solid through here. She's carrying good speed, and we haven't seen much crazy going on. I mean, it's her riding style, but...
Yeah, 2.5 seconds back. Maybe, Josh, you're right. That fatigue just starting to build for Balanche now.
Well, that aggression at the top, those little
she
mistakes.
didn't get the setup for that turn. She came inside on the berm, which is hard to do. You got to push back across. You're just being late to that. She gave up a little bit of time in the set.
Got to hit your marks the whole way down here in Thuile and keep that aggression piling on. And Balanche, it was going really well. She was in amongst a couple of mistakes up top, but just the intensity dropped towards the end of it. Balanche down the line, crosses it in third though, 4.3 seconds back. So onto the box for the time being for Yeti Fox, the 40th anniversary colours. Third place in the overall, and Nico, she needs a result this afternoon to stay in touch.
Yeah, she kind of threw a lot of points away last week in Val di Sole, but I think she can bring it all back. There's still quite a lot of racing to go this season.
Josh, we saw the bike pulled over at the side of the track during final practice this morning. Her brother Chaos just making a adjustment to what looked like the rebound settings. Is that just a bit of just moving with the track as it's changing?
Yeah, I think so. I heard from Greg Minnaar earlier today that the riders are constantly chasing their bike setup. Each practice section trying to make it harder and harder and slow the rebound down a little because it's getting so fast. The holes are getting so big. They want a harder suspension setup, so there's a bit more compression. Nico can talk more to us about that with his team setup, but it may be something where they're just chasing a little bit more support in those big holes.
0.4 seconds faster now at the first split for Thuile Seagrave.
Yeah, she just missed the ran off track and just lost so much time. Didn't score any points in the last race.
That outside line's developing to be quite nice. You can see the extra speed they carry through the corner, and they miss that pocket of the bag. Thuile rearranges the left-hander coming into the road gap.
She's kept that 0.4 seconds up a split too. Thuile Seagrave for Orbea FMD on a run here in La Thuile.
The entire FMD team's been on it this weekend. They've got 2 riders in the top 10 in the elite men. Phoebe on a really good run today as well, so props to the whole team.
She has never won at a first-time venue. Thuile Seagrave, can she change that today? One of 3 riders who are level on 10 wins apiece. Herself, Miriam, Nicole and Marine Caballero. Can Seagrave pull clear of the other 2 today?
Well, this is the section where we saw
Almost gets thrown out the front door from that impact. Apologies, Nico. She gets hung up in one of those holes in the corner.
Hoffmann has gone 2 seconds faster through that third split than anyone else, Josh. Absolutely imperious through there. Yes. There is the rider who leads this race on your screen now.
And Nina Hoffmann shaking her head in disbelief. The run that she put down is incredible. Thuile is still charging all the way to the line. It's slightly going backwards here, but she needs to keep it on.
3.2 seconds back at split 4 for Thuile Seagrave. Now this one's getting away from her, Nico.
Yeah, you saw she went inside in that berm as well, like you saw the last rider. Just didn't quite get the drive out of it.
Here comes Thuile Seagrave. It started so well, but it's not going to be her day today. Thuile Seagrave's wait for win number 11 continues. 3rd place today for Thuile Seagrave as things stand currently with 1 rider left at the top. A moment of quiet before the storm. Here comes Norco Race Division's Gracie Hemstreet. Out into the open, high above the finish arena in La Thuile. Nico, how do you rate the young Canadian rider's chances today?
From what I've seen on track, they're pretty high. She's been really committing to some of these steep sections, and if she can give that level of commitment and execute, I think it's going to be a really fast time.
Not going to lie, you're going to have to poke me here because I'm so keen on just watching this run in front of me. I think this track definitely suits Gracie Hemstreet's strengths. She's been riding so well every single day, every single lap. She's been growing and growing and growing, and now she's got that taste of victory. She knows what it takes. She's riding that confidence high, and we heard from Miriam earlier to say that can be dangerous to everyone else in the field.
1.9 seconds back though, Nico.
She's a lighter rider, I think maybe not carrying as much speed as some of the other girls, but as she gets through this turn, it's going to drop off and she's going to pick up speed.
She went 3 seconds faster than Hoffmann in Q1. Well, she was absolutely superb in Ludenvale, 2 seconds, so that time's calmed down by 2/10. Josh, she's taking some back.
Yeah, she's bringing a little bit back. She gets pulled up there. That's going to cost her that time. She has to fight to get that back now.
Minnaar knew it straight away when he saw it as well. Just nudged Kathy Sessler beside him. Spotted the mistake.
Gets a good amount of speed off that backside double jump there. That is blind and massive. Carries great speed through the key Oakley section. Oh, slaps the rut. Thanks for coming. Come on, Gracie Hemstreet.
Is Gracie Hemstreet going to get win number 3, or is Nina Hoffmann going to get win number 4? Here comes the Canadian down towards the finish boat for Norco Race Division. Who is going to take the win here in La Thuile? It's going to be Nina Hoffmann. Gracie Hemstreet goes 3rd fastest. Hoffmann wins in La Thuile ahead of Valentina Höll and Gracie Hemstreet. After that huge smash in Leogang at the start. I mean, barely a couple of weeks ago, Josh. Nina Hoffmann taste victory in La Thuile. What a result.
And you can see Thuile Seagrave grabbing her in celebration and Nina wincing. So there's obviously still some residual pain in there, but what a moment for Nina to return after ejecting off the big wall ride in Leogang, battling through Val di Sole, and now putting down a phenomenal run on this brand new track here in La Thuile. The emotion, the stoke. Oh, wow, what a moment.
Nico, she qualified 5th yesterday, and My goodness, she put down a race run today.
I'm just such an emotional person. I could not believe it. Well, I came down the finish, turned around, and saw my time is under 4 minutes. And I had in my head the winning time is going to be under 4 minutes. I was like, whatever the other girls are doing, this was a really good run. And I'm just stoked about that already. And don't know how I ended up in P1.
For the results of the race then, Hoffmann, Höll, Hemstreet out front. Top 5, Camille Balanche rounding that off, covered by 4.3 seconds. Then it was Gale, Blewett, Caberu, Hrasnek. Nina Hoffmann, though, has rightfully so one of the biggest smiles in Italy. Adds her name to that list of riders to have won at a first-time venue. Hoffmann gets career victory number 4. Here in Thuile, in the Val d'Aosta. Hoffmann, Höll, Hemstreet, your top 3 in Italy. The confirmation of it, she does indeed, by 54 points now from Gracie Hemstreet. Tanny Seagrave stays in 3rd place. That win of Hoffmann's moves her up into 6th.